Hi, I'm Chris Brogan. I wanted to give you a really quick lesson, idea, primer in effective peer review and what to do with accountability buddies. The way this course works is I will send you information, and once you get that information, it's up to you to sort of work on the week's assignment and do the work that's in there. And then you share it with the group that we've established. Now, in this process, there's a requirement for peer review, which means that you create your stuff, you put it out there for people to look at, and then people will look at your stuff. People have asked me, maybe I can give some pointers on effective peer review, and I will do what I can for that. So for instance, what people are looking for instance, you are looking for when you put your work out is you're saying, how do I make this a little better? How do I make this tighter? I'm a little uncomfortable about these parts of it. Maybe you can give me some pointers. This is the sort of thoughts that are going through your head when you put a piece of writing out in front of someone, for instance, in this case, blogging. So one way that we can be helpful as peers in this process, as opposed to the author. So let's make the roles. There's author, the person who put the product out, and then there's the peer. So we're going to talk about what the peer has to do. So someone submits a piece and says, here's my piece about the writing frame. And what you're going to do as a peer is you're going to say, oh, well, okay, so my experience in what I took from this lesson as well was this. And so I see where you can maybe make some where this part works, this part doesn't work, that kind of a thing. We'll go in that in a little more depth. And also in my own experiences, I've experienced this. So in one way, you want to talk to people about what you understand the course lesson to be like, and then the other, you want to talk from your perspective. Now, just some thoughts on the language of this. First off, it's important to try to couch everything positively. It's important to realize that we're all students here, that we're all learning, that we're all uncertain. Sometimes we're sort of stepping past our comfort line. So it's really important not to slam anybody. It's not to be like, oh, this one stinks, or I don't get it, or what you're saying here doesn't make any sense. All these kinds of sentences will shut us up, right? It'll close us down. If you're the author and you see everything you just wrote makes no sense to me, how do you read past that sentence? There's nothing going on in your head besides, oh, I'm a bad person, or, oh, I might be a bad person, but you're a jerk, right? Like it just locks everything up. So the next possible thing to think through is, as a peer, always try to couch everything positively. Now, I am not a fan of the sandwich method. I really like this. Change this, but I really like this. Because then what we do as consumers of that sandwich is we throw the piece of bread off on the top and the bottom. We only pay attention to the negative. Instead, you might just go right to the things you might, work up. Now, it's great to highlight the positives. It's great to say, this piece had a real lot of emotion. That, something like that. This piece has a real lot of emotion. The ending seems to wander off. I was wondering if maybe you could think of it a different way. Or what if you tried this? Or maybe this would make sense. Now, you as the author might get that piece of advice and go, oh, I don't think I'm going to do that. But, it's yours to do with the advice. As a peer, the thing you're trying to do in the review process is you're trying to help that person make that piece a little better. So it's not that you have to always find a fault with it, but it's important to think of some ways to tighten it up. If you don't know how to tighten something up, if you see a piece and you're kind of like, it's a little weird, but I don't even know what to say, you can say that too. You can say, I'm just not sure what to say. It feels a little off. The title doesn't seem to match the first paragraph. I don't know. You can do that, but what helps a lot more is if you have some very concrete things to say back. So you could say, it doesn't seem really like it's working for me. I've got the feeling that you were maybe trying to hit this on an emotional level and a detail level at the same time, and I think the two are confusing each other. See how you can work with that? Because then you might say, what you might try doing is deciding to set the emotional tone early and work with the details, but not flip them back and forth. See, that could be a piece of advice like that. About accountability buddies. The idea of an accountability buddy is a lot simpler than you would think. It is just this. Person A, person B. Person A says, hey, I'm going to write a piece and I'm going to publish it tonight. Person B, thank you for letting me know. Person A, at nighttime, hey, I wrote the piece. Person B, thank you. Person A at nighttime, hey, I didn't write the piece. Person B, thank you. Person B, hey, did you do the thing you said you were going to do? Person A, no, not yet, sorry. Thank you. Person B in this, the accountability buddy, the person on the other side of this experience, person B never says, oh, that's too bad, or get on it, or whatever. No, hey, great news. It's as thin and simple as it could be. Thank you. Good job. Whatever. Maybe even praise isn't good. Maybe just, great. And that's it. And you just let it go. Person A is using you as kind of a bounce so that at least you know that you're not invisible. This is the whole point of person. I feel like a game right now. Person A is saying, you're not invisible. I'm not invisible. I owe you some information. And that's what accountability buddies are. It doesn't have to be too tricky. It shouldn't be tricky. Person B, thank you. Oh, that's person A. Person B, your only job is to just say thank you. Okay, got it. You never say anything bad. You never nag. You never be like, oh, too bad. Nothing like that. It's too emotional. So instead, what you're trying to do is just say, got it. All right. That's what I have for now for effective peer review. I'm curious to know your feedback. If you have any questions at all, drop me a line, chris@impactnext.com. And hopefully that'll do it for you. And we'll see you in the next lesson.